Do you feel that operating a Lightning node is a viable way to invest your BTC? No. There's too low of an income right now to even bother with the Lightning node right at this moment. Every expert is saying that this is the start of the bear market. Is this the case? When can we expect a bounce back in 2024? No, I don't think we're in a deep bear market this time around. I think we're in a double bubble like we did back in 2013, right? I think we're gonna just do this, and yeah, it's gonna be like, it could be a long call, right? It's gonna be because these time cases have always been extended, right? Before we actually started to turn around, right? You can see this was 13 bars before this turnaround, so you can expect something worse this time around because we got institutions in this market, so we can see that this thing might be, as we went down. So we've done exactly 14 bars, so we could expect maybe 26 bars, the doubling of this before we start turning around, and that could take us all the way to October before we see a turnaround in Bitcoin price. And yeah, you might say, oh my God, it's forever, it's too long, can't wait that long. All right. I have to pay taxes for my little lady trades mid next year. Do you expect us to bounce back before then? Else I'll need to sell a large portion of BTC alt holdings. Yeah, that's the hard thing for Americans, to stay within the law, because Americans, they have to account for every single trade in the short term. If they've made some gains with the little lady strategy and they're buying back right now, right? When will they see the profits, right? Of the next cycle? It's difficult to say that, hey, yeah, for sure it's going to be November, December, in the November, December timeframe. You'd have to realize a loss. First off, right? Once we get around, you just follow the little lady strategy all the way up to December, the last week of December, right? And then you sell everything, right? Everything out, and then and figure out what your liabilities are. You take that money out, right, for your liabilities, for tax liabilities, if there is any, and then you whatever's left, you go back into to your alts. It sucks. That's why taxes are evil, and this is what makes it more evil, is that you work and you get taxed and your income goes down by inflation, and then you pay taxes on whatever's left. So you get double taxed even more brutally based on inflation and on your income. Just absolutely hideous. This is the government. Absolutely hideous. And you should do whatever you can to avoid paying income taxes. And there are ways to do that, but it's a lot harder as an American. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible, because if you put, since that might be your plan to liquidate and then take out your liabilities, what you could do, right, is create a separate corporation, right, that you buy shares of, right, with the money that you have left, and you put everything in this corporation, and that corporation doesn't get taxed the same way that you do. You can actually offset losses, right, in the next year. So yeah, so that's one way you can do it. You can just pull out, put it in the corporation, and then do your taxes through the corporation and pay yourself a salary for running that corporation, and that would be the best option for you. A lot more paperwork. It's the best way to reduce your tax liabilities. When the government comes for our Bitcoin and crypto, how would we be able to exchange them on our hardware wallets? One, there will always be a black market of people who would want those Bitcoins, right? And are willing to take the risk of that that you are not some undercover FBI agent, because they crack down on anybody's trying to convert cash, trying to sell, do an OTC market, like in the United States. What is an OTC? Basically, I can call this person right here in Dubai, and he can come here with a suitcase full of cash and drop it on the table, right? Up to $10 million, believe it or not, the next day, and then I transfer him the Bitcoins. That's it. That kind of activity in the United States is kind of illegal. And they punish people hardcore for that. So yeah, but not the person just doing it once, right? Just trying to sell his coins, right? But I'm talking about someone who's perpetually doing it, right? So that would be your best option, right? Government who's become totalitarian, and you have to act in your own best interests and be a criminal, right, in your own country because they acted totalitarian against you.